Okay, let's make sure that all of this is working correctly. Yay, and I'm live. Hello. Okay. Ah, it says my stream is healthy, but it's doing something funny for me. So is it buffering for y'all? Okay. No buffering here. Okay, let's do it this way. My channel. Oh, okay. All right. So I'm sorry that it's not as clear as I would like for it to be. I wanted to do a bit of a coffee chat and a journal with me. Well, a journal flip through. I am getting the live setup done. It's sort of at a weird angle right now, but it will improve as I move furniture around and I get, I get things set up. So I guess we'll start with the small journal first because it's shorter. Okay. So my sketch journal is what I've done the bulk of the Create December. There's one that's in my Omni journal, but this is, hello, this is the journal I made myself. This is a Sojourner folio in the Yale color. It was new to me. And I made my journal and I started it on the 12th of November and I did my Fitbit. And that was kind of fun. It was a little hard to do. This I haven't done anything with because I was going to glue these two pages together because I'd messed this up. And my husband said, no, don't. I ended up still messing this up. But he said to go ahead and do it. So I'm going to watercolor it and then do maybe a quote about perfectionism there. We both wore red flannel shirts for Thanksgiving, but they weren't completely matching. This was tradition. This is supposed to be coffee. Why do I keep saying that? This is supposed to be a flour sifter, but it looks more like a cup of hot cocoa or coffee. But it is supposed to be flour. And I thought maybe if I did some of this. It might look more like flour. Because when you're it gets everywhere. So anyway, that's what I thought I'd do there. Maybe that looks more like flour and a flour sifter than a cup of hot cocoa. When I was young, my mom made, before my mom went to work, went back to work, my mom used to make a lot of things handmade, homemade, and she made sugar cookies. Every year we made sugar cookies, and sometimes we decorated them, sometimes they were just circular, sometimes they were shaped, sometimes they were just, it just depended on the mood, I think. And I want to start that tradition with Victor, so we're going to be making some sugar cookies sometime very soon, and I'm going to be making some more banana nut bread for the holidays for people. So this was my joy page, and I love snow, but we rarely get snow here. I think it snowed at Christmas like maybe 3 times my whole life, and I'm 51. Now it does snow on occasion, but rarely at Christmas here. So I would love to have a white Christmas. Would love it, love it, love it. But this was my family page, and I did a family of books. And I did quotes with no quote on that one. I have a quote for this one. I have 2 quotes for this one. This is cozy, and that's hot cocoa. And Mr. Victor is one of my main companions when it comes to drinking hot cocoa. And that's, I used a quote that had to do with that. And this, I found a version of something very similar to this on Pinterest, and I did my own version. And I have a quote about the Chronicles of Narnia for the word adventure. And then this was goals, and I had a lot of fun with this. And then, can y'all hear me okay? And then I have this, which was just a lot of fun. It was a bunch of different creating things. My dad's truck is not an old one, but I really liked how that looked, the old version rather than a newer version. And then this was place, and of course that's Dorothy in her red slippers. There's no place like home. And favorite, one of my holiday favorites is mistletoe. I like the way mistletoe looks. I haven't had any live mistletoe hung up in a long time, but I really do like it. And I did a Terry Pratchett quote. It's supposed to be jolly with mistletoe and holly and other things ending in ollie. I really liked that quote. I thought it was fun. So I did mistletoe. For story, I did a journal. Each new day is a blank page in the diary of your life. The secret of success is in turning that diary into the best story you possibly can. Thank you. And then this is facts. And I drew me and watercolored me as sort of a Peanuts character. And I wrote some facts down about myself. I am 51. Burgess is actually my maiden name, now my middle name. I have 3 children. My son Doug, who is 30. My daughter Maria, who is 27. My stepdaughter Kayla, who is 19. I have 1 grandchild, Victor, who is 6 years old, and a grandchild on the way. The new one should be here sometime over this coming summer. I'm thinking maybe July, maybe the end of July, beginning of August, or the beginning of July, sometime this summer. I don't know yet. And that's all I have for this one, because that's today's. And then this is a hodgepodge. So before I go to the next one, before I go to the Omni journal, anybody got any questions about the sketch journal? Thank you. Thank you. I'm excited. She's only like 4 or 5 weeks probably. So not enough time to tell. I should know more very soon. But yeah, she's just announced it publicly. So anybody got any questions about the smaller journal, the sketch journal? Because I'm enjoying so far. They are really happy. Josh's mom is really happy, her boyfriend. This will be her first biological grandchild, I should say. Not child, grandchild. Hello. So, I'm really enjoying this. I like making my own journal, but I really wish my stitches were more together, like Breeze. Yeah. So, that's the second batch of journal. I did another one. This one was better than the other one, but still not so great. Still not so great. So, it's getting better. So this is my Omni journal, which contains most of December's Hobonichi pages. Bullet journaling, Omni journaling, just all kinds of things. This is a Taroko design Enigma. And there we go. Okay. And I was gonna start this in January, and then I decided to start it in December. And I have December goals like all over the place. They're in more than one, but it's okay. So I started it out with a quote and then a hello life. And this is the quote by Jack London. There's a couple of different people that put this on the first page of their notebook. I have put it in my notebook before, but this is the first time I put it on the first page. And it says, keep a notebook, travel with it, eat with it, sleep with it, slap into it every stray thought that flutters up in your brain. Cheap paper is less perishable than gray matter, and lead pencil markings endure longer than memory. I really like that quote. So we have some of November stuff in here, actually. I was trying to bullet journal, and I just, no matter how much I try, I have a really hard time with the aesthetics of doing to-do list, that kind of bullet journal stuff. Thanks, Hilma. Jack London wrote that quote. And then doing my journaling. Like, I don't mind adding stuff to the to-do list and writing little notes in it, but I don't like actually doing the journaling. So I've been kind of flip-flopping around trying to figure out what I really want to do. This was a brain dump where I was trying to figure out what I really want to do for next year. Some more bullet journal stuff, and then journaling. And see, I kind of separated it. This was a weekly thing, and I never finished doing. This was my shit that brings me joy list instead of a gratitude. And I finished here, and this is blank. I can go in later and maybe draw something, or watercolor a quote, do some watercolor and put a quote down or something. So I went back to doing this, and I tried this with little to do like this, and that worked out okay. More journaling. I like my journaling in this. I like journaling. More journaling. Make sure that I have the corners so that you can kind of see. There's a little bit of a lag. Okay, there we go. I think that will work. This was a really busy day. So, I made it busy. I traveled. I went to my mom's. It was raining. We went to probate. I took coffee with me. I had breakfast before I left. I actually filmed and edited and uploaded a video early that morning before I left. I had my bottles of water that day. I found my pen. I had misplaced it in the house. I drew ink because every time I refill a pen, I end up with a big ink spot somewhere. The bullet journal method book, I actually listened to the audio version on the way to my mom's and on the way home. My mom gave me the diamond certificate for the ring that my dad got her, and then I also got the one for the one that my daddy. You just looked back and have filled 5 journals this year. With only 20 pages left in my most recent journal, I'm ready to get a new one ready for 2019. Yes. Actually, this one is going to last me for quite a while, I think. But I love a new journal. I love, love, love a new journal. Okay, so this, I have pictures that I need to put on here, and I've yet to do anything with it. I will get to it. This was a baking day, and I really enjoyed doing this, and I really enjoyed the baking day itself. I have leaves to be put on this page. I'm going to do them and film it for Patreon and do a time-lapse version for YouTube, because I have real leaves that came from my mom's yard, because that's where we were at this day. It's my mom's, the day before Thanksgiving. And then this was Thanksgiving at my mother-in-law's. That was also her birthday, and she got flowers for her birthday, and it made such a beautiful centerpiece. I actually drew and watercolored it. And then this is where December starts, and I moved some of this out of my bullet journal and into here. You really like that banana bread. Oh yeah, yeah. And I made my mom and my mother-in-law sugar-free banana nut bread, and I made us banana nut bread with regular sugar. When I gave them that for Thanksgiving, and my mom loved it. My mom had hers the next morning with coffee, and I think she had a slice of it that evening after everybody left. My mother-in-law got most of hers, but my father-in-law really liked it, because both my mom and my mother-in-law are diabetics. So I decided that for Christmas, I'm going to make them another sugar-free banana nut bread, both of them. And then I'm going to make my father-in-law one with sugar, so he'll have his very own. I make banana nut bread with pecans, and it was really good. So I did this, put this in here. I liked this. I thought this was really pretty. This is my naughty or nice to-do list, which I'm going through. This is my log of things that happen. Sick, stomach flu, Victor weekend. We had Victor this past weekend. And then I have some important things, like the 7th was actually the day that I found out my daughter was pregnant. That was also my stepdaughter's birthday. This is my habit tracker, and as you can see, not doing so well in this part right here, especially this, but I was sick. And then you can tell, like, pain and sick. Yeah, you can tell where I start to feel better. Usually use walnuts. Yeah, I like pecans better. Pecans, tomato. I'm having a lot of fun with this. I'm not normally very good with mood trackers, but I want to get better at it. So this is my Create December list, and I'm up to date. And then they stop on the 24th. Well, I added the 25th through the 31st, and I made my own little ones because I really want to continue to create art every day. Chocolate chips are good. Oh, I know. And I might make one for myself with some chocolate chips in it. So these are my goals. Goals. I got goals, but I got goals everywhere. I just hit a little bit over 3,000 YouTube subscribers for this channel. I am so excited. So then we have this. This was supposed to be paper clipped here. These are some of my creative room ideas because I'm redoing some desks. I just cleaned out this big desk that I have this stuff on. And then I'm going to be moving this desk out of here and giving this big desk to my daughter. And then I'm going to be moving my small red desk back over here and redoing some things. We are going to be looking for some real wood bookcases. We haven't found any that I like yet. This was my day 7, Create December prompt for friends. And I did a quote, "Plants and books are silent friends to mankind. The former grows silently to let you live. The latter grows you silently to live." And I drew my plant that hangs up here. And then this is my Christmas list for presents, which I need to write some more on, but I didn't want to put them all on here because of social media. Then this is my toy to-do list, and these were more personal things, and I'm still working some of them on. This was December 1st and 2nd. And this is the Miracle Morning stuff, which I'm doing more my own way. I am doing a lot of what these savers are, but I don't do separate things. Like my silence, excuse me, my silence is Usually when I do meditation and visualization, and like an affirmation is usually a quote or something that I do on my journal page. For reading, I do read in the mornings usually, and I do my stretches in the morning, every morning. And then scribe work, usually I try to do some kind of morning pages, and that's usually where like I'll write an affirmation or something. And then this was last week, and I was sick, so you don't have much of this at all. And the to-do list stopped because I was sick. So this is the depth year, and I have everything kind of sorted out here, and I need to do a video about this. And I know y'all can't read it. Let me see. There's shadow. I'm sorry the shadow's in the way, y'all. But these were bullet journal pages. And this was some more stuff that I wrote out. I was trying maybe a little bit of a different format, and I did. This was about a video, some notes for a video I wanted to do, and I did for Patreon. The depth idea, yeah. I broke it down. Personal, which is self-care, health, fitness, that kind of stuff, like new glasses, contacts, dental work, sleep, all different kinds of things. Home, finances, saving and paying off debt, and work and creativity, spiritual, and then family. And I'm really excited. Who wrote the book? What book? The Depth Year book? I can't remember the guy's name. He's got an article on Raptitude, but I don't know if that's the same guy or not. I like the blog post. There's also 2 or 3 different Facebook groups for the Depth Year, and but if you put in Depth Year, it's on my video about the Depth Year. I left the link for the blog post on Raptitude. Now, there are a couple of different people recently who have actually done videos, and I think there is a book, but I don't know, and I'm on a not buying books thing, so I can't even buy the book about it because I can't buy any books. So I've got to read all the books I own already. So I'm trying to do some bullet journaling and trying to do like things differently and trying to figure out like my own way of doing things, kind of finding my way through. And that's, so then we get to, this was last Wednesday, and this is Hobonichi pages, which I put from my Hobonichi that was falling apart. I put some of the pages in here. So writing down like things, and I'm actually doing more of what, thanks Toby, I want to draw a compass on this page and then journal about my word for next year, because inner compass is actually my phrase for next year. And then I journaled about my word for this year and how I thought all of it went, and these were some morning pages. And this was Hobonichi bullet journaling, because I am going to be bullet journaling in my Hobonichi next year. I have the AVEC, and I will show you all that. Very soon I will do a video about what I'm actually doing, because this is an Omni journal, and I'm kind of doing a little bit of everything in here, because what I'm doing is sort of sketch notes version / my way of doing things, and I'm still kind of trying to figure out how I really want to do things. So we have more bullet journaling in the Hobonichi, and since I was sick, a lot of this is notes to myself about how the day went because I was sick. And I did get quite a few things done, but I didn't get very much housework done at all. Like, I also finished reading Prince Lestat. I had that book forever and never finished it. And then over the weekend, I think yesterday morning is when I finished Prince Lestat in the Realms of Atlantis. So I have notes, prompt, and I answered a prompt thing. I have some stuff that was going on. My daughter was in an accident Friday afternoon, in a car accident. She was okay. And that's when I found out she was pregnant. And Victor's going to have a little brother or sister. So this was Sunday, and that was a Victor day. So I wrote down what we did with Victor and some of the stuff, that one of the things that he said. And these were some morning pages for both days, 2 days, Thursday and Friday. And like I said, I wasn't feeling very good. Normally I do one page and I just write down things that I have going on in my head. Like if there's some things I want to do. Like this one says some of my, like 3 art supplies. And I watched a video that I wasn't real crazy about. And I remember thinking, what? And she talks about paint, paper, and the palette. But in order to have a good watercolor palette, not only does it need to be a white surface and smooth with a lipped edge, but not plastic. It needs to be ceramic. Now that's really a personal preference. Metal, plastic. Yeah, plastic does do that little bead thing. But there are a lot of people who can't afford a whole bunch of palettes. And you can go to places like Walmart or Pottery Barn or wherever and get like a plain white plate that's ceramic for like next to nothing, rather than order one of these. I actually have, this is an old spoon thing that you like goes on your stove, and I actually use this sometimes too, and I'll put my paint brushes in it. As you can tell, it's got paint on it. You can use all different kinds of things. Do I like ceramic better? Yes. But as you can tell, I also use this. And it's time for me to clean this. And I just, you know. But I mean, this is probably the cheapest version of doing something really nice that doesn't cost a whole lot of money. This is a good cheap version. But you could get a bowl or a plate. You know, whatever. I don't know. I didn't agree. You know, I don't know. So I wrote down because I was thinking about it, and I dreamed about watercolor palettes, and so then I started thinking about that video. But anyway, I like most of her videos, but I really didn't think it was all that. I wasn't really fond of that video, because they're all alternatives. I mean, I did like that she gave a cheaper alternative to ceramic stuff, but anyway. So this is me journaling. This is how I journal. This was Sundays, and I had Victor. I picked him up, you know, and I did some, we had pancakes, and so I like doing this kind of stuff, but I also like doing other kind of stuff. So this was my week for the planning part for like Hobonichi kind of. And normally what I do is put down my main things I want to accomplish. And sometimes I'll time track. You'll see in a minute. And then I have been doing a line of washi. So David worked, he was working here, and he was working nights. And this should say nights, but it doesn't. And then that's where he was off. And then we turn the page, so this is where we're at right now. And he's working days. And what I do is, when he's working days, I cut off my, hey, I need to work, do social media, except for on occasion. Like, I'll have the phone or the tablet, and I might answer some things if it's important. But all of the main stuff tends to happen. Whatever I can get done, I get done. And then when it's time to cook dinner, I'm done, and I might check the phone or the tablet and answer stuff, or stuff might be uploading while I'm cooking or whatever, or while David and I are eating dinner. I might have things uploading. But I try not to do anything that requires me to be for me to be in here, so to speak, instead of out there with him, you know, cooking or cleaning or watching TV or just relaxing or whatever, you know. So I cut off time. Now he switches to nights, and when he works nights, that's when I can do evening stuff. Like, he's sleeping, and if I have extra work to do, that's usually when I get it done. In the evenings is when he's working nights, because it doesn't, you know, he's not here. So that's when I get a lot of extra stuff done. So, but I try to have a cutoff time, and I try not to do a whole lot of work in the evenings. Other than little bits and pieces. Like, I might do some filming if it's something I really want to do. And then I'm doing something like doing, y'all, the little coffee monster. She has the most adorable little stickers. She has the cutest. I wish I could afford to buy a bunch of stickers because I sure would get a bunch of hers. And then I'm taking Christmas off. I'm gonna I'm gonna actually, for Patreon, probably right around here somewhere, do a live video for maybe do 2 different ones. And then I might actually go live on YouTube Christmas Eve because David is working Christmas Eve night. So he's off for Christmas. And then this is my journaling. This was yesterday. And I had a lot of stuff to do. And this is here, but I ended up taking a nap. I was still really tired. I ended up taking a nap. I got a lot of house stuff done. I got some video editing done. So that there was no coffee chat yesterday. Y'all still with me? And I drew that. I thought that was really cute. I love that mug. It's one of my favorites. I like my deer mug and my snowman mugs too, but I love that mug. And then this is today's Hobonichi page. This is something I want to do. I just did a coffee chat about this for Patreon, and then I'm going to do a coffee chat about it for YouTube. So this is my Hobonichi page, my actual bullet journal page, and as you can see, I've actually got a lot of things done. I'll be doing my blog post this evening on my laptop, and because I never got to it last week, I was sick and I never got to it. Right now I'm doing this, so that can get crossed off. I have set up this live thing, but I don't like this angle, so when I move the furniture, I'm going to see about finding a better angle. And then this is today's journal page, like where I do my journaling, and then that's where I'm at, y'all. I did my mug for today and the weather, and I haven't actually written down anything other than that. So I could draw like the webcam and the monitor and my wonky Manfrotto thing that's cockeyed on the side of my desk for this weird angle, because otherwise I'd have to put that thing right in front of me, and that would be really weird. So let me go to OBS so I can transfer so it's just me. Okay, can you hear me now? So let's make sure you can hear me. Okay. All right. Okay. I don't like being this up close and personal. That's what I was saying when you couldn't hear me. But I have this set up because normally when I do video, I don't normally do it quite this way. I normally do like a little version of me, and that I like to do that. But yeah. But this is really, this makes me feel weird being so up close. So how are y'all doing? What are y'all doing? Are y'all ready for Christmas? I am not ready for Christmas. We don't even have our decorations up yet. It's a snow day in northeastern Tennessee. I wish we had snow. We just have rain. David's off at the end of this week for quite a few days, I think. Let me look. Yeah, he's going to be off Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. But I know, and he's supposed to be off for quite a few days next week. This is his 7 days off. But he's going to work for a couple of those days. So he'll probably work like Monday, Tuesday. So this weekend we're supposed to go up in the attic and get our Christmas decorations down and decorate for Christmas. And we're also going to do a bit of Christmas shopping this weekend. I want to get Victor... Where's my little list? Okay. Victor, we were playing Go Fish Sunday. And we were playing with regular cards. And he did pretty well, but I want to get him an actual... They have a Go Fish deck of cards. I'd like to get him. There's some Play-Doh stuff, cookie cutter kind of things that I want to get him for his Play-Doh. And there's some Lego stuff I want to get him. I've got to get the stuff to make the banana nut breads with for everybody. And we're doing more homemade kind of presents for for the adults. I'm going to make some sugar cookies. I'm going to make banana nut bread. And then for our kids, we're just going to give them like little cards, little gift cards. Because we're not spending a bunch of money on Christmas this year. David and I both decided that really it's about kids and our parents. And our parents would rather have homemade stuff, things that we make them or do for them. Like, have a go clean up your yard day. Give them a little IOU. Hey, I owe you a yard. Not that we're not doing that stuff already, but we want to do that kind of stuff for them. And we don't really have the money to go out and spend a whole bunch of money on Christmas. So what we decided to do was do more homemade kind of things. And then Victor gets the actual like presents. And we're doing ours. We are going out of town. David asked me what I wanted for Christmas. And other than my bookshelves, and I need some new face makeup. But I told him I wanted a date weekend. Even if it's just one overnight. We haven't been on vacation. And we didn't go this summer. And normally we go over the summer. Normally we go on vacation at my birthday. But we didn't really. So I told him I want some alone time. Away from here, where we go somewhere, we don't even have to pick an outright destination. We can just get in the car and go, pack a bag and go, and stay somewhere, go have some coffee, go have some breakfast, or some dinner, or something, where we don't have to cook, we don't have to clean, even if it's just for one night. So I don't know. That's what I want. I want some time with my husband. Away from where we live, out of this house, out of town, that kind of thing. So, a little romantic weekend kind of getaway thing. And while we're out, we can go somewhere where I can get some more makeup. Because all I need is foundation, actually, and a new mascara. But I don't buy really expensive mascara, and I don't think I even have mascara on today. So that's what we have going on. We're going to decorate for Christmas. It's going to be about the kids. Actually, I should say the really big older kids, like our parents, my mom and his parents, and then Victor. And next Christmas, we'll have a new baby. So, you feel bah humbug. I was feeling pretty bah humbug, and at first David was like, "Oh, we're not even putting up Christmas decorations because we have too much to do. There's too much going on." You know, he was, and it's Christmas was one of my dad's favorite holidays. And it just, last Christmas, now this Christmas, it just feels really strange without my dad. And I told David, last year I don't know that we put up, I can't remember if last year was the year I put up 4 trees, or the year before was the year I put up 4 trees. Because we have a bunch of little, like I even have like a little tiny tree, and I think I put the white Christmas tree up on the desk. So this year we weren't going to put anything up. I was like, we have to decorate. It'll help me get in the mood for Christmas. So I'm doing it at the last minute here, but it'll be okay. It'll be okay. Maybe I'll wait until like a week or 2 after the beginning of January to take them down. I don't know. I might just leave my white tree up. But I don't know. It just feels really, I don't know, the holiday spirit to me. I told David I wanted this Christmas to be more like, you know, more homemade, less consumerism. This depth year thing is really affecting me. I have been cleaning out. So far I have gotten rid of 2 big trash bags of things to throw away, and 1 big box is already gone of stuff. And I'm bringing back out like old stuff to use instead of buying new things. And that's what's going on. Okay. Is everybody quit talking? You get in the mood after your daughter comes home from college. Yeah. Yeah, see, I'm not the only one who hasn't put decorations up. I want to get this big desk out of here and move my little desk and we may end up cleaning out that closet and putting the shelves in that closet to move some stuff before, and then I don't know if I'm going to get the little desk for my daughter or if I'm going to do the bookcase thing. I haven't quite made up my mind. David's like, you don't have room for what you have in there. But once I take that red bookcase apart and out of here, I will have room for a bookcase and that's the really small desk. I like having a desk that is no social media, but I really do need more room in here. And if I could find a horizontal bookcase instead of a vertical bookcase, it would be perfect. Then I wouldn't. And I also have my grandmother's sewing machine in the shed that I really like to get out and bring in here. There's no way all of it's going to fit in here, so I have to figure out what's more important to me. And right now, it just depends. You're heading out of town tomorrow till Monday. You will then begin decorating. You have a mini tree up in your bedroom, but that is all. Yeah. The minimalism challenge you mentioned the other day was a great idea. That's the way you're cleaning your bookshelves. Oh, I'm about to I have to figure out how I want to move things around. Do I want supplies in this closet once we put the shelves up? And use my bookcases for books, or how do I want to do this? I have one tall, really big red bookcase that's right over here. I've thought about moving that mirror that's back there that you can kind of see above me, the little corner of it, moving that mirror and putting that tall bookshelf right there. I thought about doing that, and then that way I could do something, I could put something else over in this corner. Readjusting everything in here. You have tons of space now. I'm about to go through the books. The books are the one thing that I've been doing a little by little by little by little. But I have a lot of paperback books that I'm probably hardly ever going to read again. That some things I will reread. Some things I don't know. But if I get rid of the paperback books, not like little, like I have several that are Patricia Cornwell, and they're paperbacks. And or Dean Koontz, and a bunch of different people like that. Like, I collect their books, but some of them I didn't get in hardback. So if I were actually to donate the paperback books, say to the library or something, I mean, I know everybody's like, well, you could sell those on eBay, or you could sell them on wherever. Well, do you know that takes a lot of time, and then that means you have to mail that stuff, and that means that I don't know, y'all. I think some of that stuff I'd really just rather donate. It makes me feel good when I donate stuff. Can you do a video on your favorite books, fiction and nonfiction? I can. Fiction, though, that's pretty easy. My favorite authors of all time so far would be Stephen King, Anne Rice, Dean Koontz. I like John Sanford. He's more suspense. I love Nora Roberts, when she writes as herself or when she writes as J.D. Robb. Jim Butcher's The Dresden Files. Patrick Rothfuss. What's his name? He wrote the Wheel of Time series. He died. His name's on the tip of my tongue. Robert Jordan. At the end, they got a little too, but in the beginning, I liked the first few books, like, loved them. But towards the end, just too much. I love Sherilyn Kenyon. Like, love Sherilyn Kenyon. There's quite a few other, but I'll make a list. And, like, there are classics and stuff that I love. And different things. So I'll go through and I'll make a list of my top, I don't know. C.S. Lewis is The Chronicles of Narnia. And Stuart Little and Charlotte's Web and The Trumpet of the Swan by E.B. White are some of my favorite books from childhood that I actually will still read as an adult. I started reading Stuart Little, the book, to Victor, and I'm going to also be reading Charlotte's Web to him. And eventually, when he gets just a little bit bigger, I'll start reading The Chronicles of Narnia to him. But right now, he just turned 6 over the summer, so I like stuff like Hans Christian Andersen, the best fairy tales. I have that collection. The Grimm Brother fairy tales. I love Edgar Allan Poe. I like Ernest Hemingway. I loved Slaughterhouse-Five. Oh my God, I love that book. It's one of my favorite books. I like Vonnegut. I like... Oh, there's so much stuff. See, I could do a whole video about books because I have been reading books since before I could read. When I used to pretend that I could read. But yeah, so I'm like, I have a bookshelf. I have at least some kind of little bookshelf in every single room in the house except the bathrooms. And then in our half bath that's in our bedroom, I actually have this shelf that my makeup sits up on the top, and then there's a shelf up underneath it, and I always keep a book underneath inside that shelf for, when you go to the bathroom. But yeah, I'll do a book series on my top 25 books, because most of the time I like series. There's another series, Harry Potter. There's another series. I'm trying to think. young adult books are in the purple room, which is Victor's room / the guest room. I'm going to be repainting that room because we're going to need to clear some stuff up. I'm going to put a twin bed in there. That's going to be one of the few things we're actually going to buy this coming year, is a mattress to go, because with Maria having another baby, I'm going to need to have the pack and play and stuff in there too. So it's going to need to be baby friendly, not just Victor friendly. So I think I'm going to paint the purple room. Yeah, I just don't know what color I'm going to paint it. I don't know. I guess it depends on, you know, I don't know. But, yeah, there's, like, oh gosh. Like, I have the Diaries of Anais Nin, and I have some that are, like, Sylvia Plath's diary thing, Marge Percy, there's Elizabeth Bishop. Like, I have poetry books and all kinds of things. Well, the purple room is already purple. It's like a dark purple. It's like the color of grapes. Like, well, it's actually the color, it's almost the color of Welch's grape juice. When Welch's grape juice leaves a stain, that's kind of the color of that room. My stepdaughter picked that color out. Purple is her favorite color. Purple is Victor's favorite color. And my favorite colors are red and purple. But having a dark color in a room when you have anxiety, depression, does not work very well. This room, this color is sort of got a blue. It looks green on film, but it has more of a blue-green undertone. It's like a really pale turquoise color. And it works really well with red. And, like, this is more blue than my wall. But but my wall has a little bit more green in it than this. Like, this is too green, and this is too blue, but I don't know. I may leave one wall dark purple, maybe, and then paint the rest of them light purple. I like my mom's favorite color's purple too. And the only people who ever sleep in that room is Victor and my mom, and then my stepdaughter. Those are usually my son on rare occasion. Since he doesn't live with us and he lives with my mom now, my son, on rare occasion, would sleep in there. But yeah, I could do a video about books. Believe me. Once I clean these out, I'll actually take some video footage of the bookcases and how I set them up and why. Because I have one whole bookcase that's dedicated to Stephen King and the classics. I know, but my classics are on the top shelf. Like, I have Charlene Harris's on the very top, and the series, the 4 books, even though the last one wasn't written by him, but The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, I really like that series, but I haven't finished that last one. The Girl in the Spider's Web, I have that book. It's on my to finish list. I've had it for over a year, and I haven't finished it. So that's one of the books in 2019 that I'm going to be finishing. So maybe I'll reread the series and then read the 4th book. But yeah, I'd be more than happy to do a video or 2 about books. One of my videos that every now and again crops up that people watch is the Stephen King video. I have a video about Stephen King books. And, but I also like a bunch of other people, so I don't care much to do book reviews, though. Like, I either love it, or I like it, or I don't like it at all. And usually when I don't like it at all, I just don't even bother talking about it. That's my idea of a book review. You have to run. Thanks, Hilma. Have a good weekend. Or a good week. So yeah, I'll be more than happy to. I have I like a variety of things. Like, I like everything from what people call the dime, they used to call them dime novels or whatever, but They're the little Harlequin kind of romance books. My mom used to have those. I used to read those. And every now and again, like, I want some mind candy, and I'll read something like that. I like cozy mysteries. I like mysteries. I love suspense books. I love fantasy and sci-fi. I'm not real big on sci-fi, like super scientific sci-fi. I like more sci-fi, fantasy sci-fi kind of thing. I love Merlin. Any kind of book that has to do with Merlin or King Arthur. And I love those kind of movies. I love that kind of story. The hero, which is probably why I like using the hero's journey to write. I like Dorothy and the Wizard of Oz and Alice in Wonderland and a bunch of those kinds of books too. So I think this year is going to be my year to read some of the classics too that I own. I haven't read some of those in a long time. So get back into doing some of the things that I really enjoy and really love to do that don't require me to spend a bunch of money, or that I could actually go to the library and get some of those books and read them. And then, yeah. Has anybody else got a request? Because I'm about to get off of here. I know there's a little bit of a lag, so I'm going to give a few minutes. And then I will next do a video. I'm probably not going to do it live. But I will do a video of, this is my setup for the Hobonichi bullet journal stuff. I have the Hobonichi Avec, which is right here. And that's what I'm going to be doing my bullet journaling in, my actual planning / bullet journaling. And then this is the bullet journal, but it's actually more, it's collections. And then I'm using the Omni journal for my art journaling and then sketch journaling. And I don't know if, for those of you who watched Miss Vicky B's review of, she got a Christmas present from Lacau. And it is that quilted looking leather folio / traveler's notebook. And it has red, and it is got like turquoise and blues and browns, and it has a little puzzle. I want that in A6, y'all. That is the only traveler's notebook wish list thing I have right now. After looking at everything, I want that in A6. A6. I want that. Oh my gosh. How about some more tarot and writing in the future? I will be putting that on the other channel, Callie. I actually have a review to do of the Writer's Block Tarot along with Arthurian Tarot. I have the cards. I'm actually going to be filming this tomorrow and putting it up on YouTube. So I will be doing more of those, anything that is more spiritual or metaphysical, cosmic, all of that kind of stuff goes on the second channel. I do the art and the journaling and the planning and regular plain writing videos on this. Like, it gets mentioned every now and again because people do ask. And I know I used to do the tarot and writing. I've been doing that on this channel for a really long time. But I think, you know, when I first separated things and I first got the second YouTube channel, at first I wasn't sure it was going to work out. Because my other trailer, my old YouTube trailer would have told you I didn't want to separate, you know, that it's all sort of part of my creative life. Well, that is, all of this kind of stuff is part of my creative life. But the more spiritual stuff, and to me, some of the writing stuff is sort of spiritual. Not necessarily, but I think that it gives me an opportunity to kind of hone in some things. Whereas before I separated it, I was more cautious with things. Now on the second channel, I don't have to be so cautious on that channel. I feel more liberated. Eventually, I would like to combine what a lot of people refer to as the magical and the mundane in my journals and planners and stuff. more so in my planner than in my journal. But right now, because I'm still learning, there's no reason to really combine a whole lot of it, because I don't know exactly what I'm doing with certain things. So, but I like the idea of having things a little bit separate, because I'm definitely on a journey with that part, and I'm very much a learning about all different kinds of things. So yeah, and I'm actually really excited. I just hit over 200 subscribers on that channel too. So now I have a little bit over 3,000 here, and a little bit over 200 on the other one. And I think the more that I get into things on that channel, the more that channel will grow. Like, somebody was really excited because when I did one of the reviews that I did it from a beginner mindset. And you know, I got to thinking about that with some of this stuff with art and journaling, not just with my spiritual journey. But when it comes to certain things, I think we should all kind of, on occasion, go back to the mindset of a beginner. Like when we're doing art, sometimes journaling, writing, the excitement, I think that's why so many of us get really excited. Some of us get really nervous, but some of us get really excited about a new journal, a new planner, starting something new. Because there are all these possibilities. I've already done the journal flip through. You'll have to rewatch it. But I think that's the thing, is that we can, but if you look at a blank page, say, in your journal, well, this one's mostly a blank page because this is today's and I haven't really done much but put my coffee mug on there. When I first started adding art to my journal pages, I had no idea what I was doing. I had no idea what materials to use, really. My daughter gave me some colored pencils and some watercolor pencils, and I had some markers. Turned out the markers weren't so great. And now I do all different kinds of things. This year, I'm not going to be buying a whole lot of supplies unless it's refilling something. I'm actually going to be using more of what I already have. So I'm going to go back to using more of my Zig Real Clean Color Brush, Real, whatever they're called. That's like a tongue twister thing. Watercolor brushes by Sakura, by Zig. I'm also going to be using some of the Tombos for some fun things to do. I'm going to be going back to the Omni journal, and I'm doing more of my own kind of thing, really finding my voice when it comes to my journaling pages, my art on my journaling pages. And I like to think of this is my sketch journal. So, like, when it comes to this, I could go out and about and sketch in this, or I can do journal prompts where I sketch things. And then this, I kind of like to think of, well, artist journal, sketch journal, and then this is sort of my creative, anything, everything goes. That's why it's an Omni journal, because I can make lists. I can do sketch notes. I can do art in it. I can do planning in it. I can do collage stuff in it. I can do whatever I want to in this. And because this has the 68 GSM Tomoe River paper in it, I can pretty much do anything I want. I could even do a little bit of mixed media if I was into, I could do a little bit of acrylic. But I'm not really into acrylics. So I am, however, getting more and more into collage stuff. I'm just not very good at it. So I'm going to be practicing a lot more of stuff that I feel like I need to really practice and get better at. So I'm kind of excited. But if you think of things from the beginner mindset, what have I not done in a long time? Or what is something I wanted to try, and I have supplies that would kind of be good enough to use to kind of try it. Let me try something different. I don't know. and that's kind of along the lines of use what you have, or thinking of, let's say I want to draw a bird because I saw a bird this morning when I was having my cup of coffee and I looked out the kitchen window when I went to check the mail or whatever, and I saw this really pretty red bird, and I want to draw that red bird. I could actually draw the scene, and then I could find a red bird in a magazine or in somewhere and collage that on there and draw and watercolor everything else. Or I could use a scene of nature from a magazine or something, put it on there, and then on a piece of mixed media or watercolor paper, draw and watercolor my bird, and then collage it on there. Like, there's all different kinds of things you could do, and I have thought about a lot of those kinds of things. I just haven't done a lot of it. And this coming year, I really want to do more fun stuff like that. And I don't know, I've kind of gotten to the mindset of, I've always been more of a journaler than a planner. I only plan so that I can keep things organized. And I like adding pretty stuff to the planning pages, to what I like adding little bits of art to everything. So, like, yeah. It's kind of, you know, this is just what I do. Move it up so you can see, because I noticed you didn't get to see the bottom. And then this is next month's. So instead of trying to make my pages more like what it seems like people are doing, or what the trend is, or what, you know, whatever, I have been more and more finding my way through everything. And I'm liking it. I'm liking it. I'm liking it a lot. Because now I feel more, maybe it's just being more in tune with your own self and what works and doesn't work for you. And I liked doing the bullet journal setup stuff where I drew and colored and everything. I'm going to be doing all the bullet journaling in the Hobonichi, so it's going to be a bit different. But the one thing I will be able to do, like I did with the collections, is, let's see, like I added a bit of art. And I'm excited. I'm ready for January to start, because I've got like a whole, I'm going to do a flip through. I've got like a whole thing, where I have a good idea of kind of what I'm doing. There are certain I love washi tape, y'all. Like, love washi tape. And if y'all want to do like some journaling, if you get pretty washi tape, like there's all these different, you could actually find little things on your washi tape, and you could actually draw them like little bits, like these little Christmas sweaters and the little Christmas presents and stuff. I will look at washi tape that I have that I really love, and I'll pick an item on the washi tape, and then y'all, I'm all off. But I'll pick something that I really like from the washi tape and draw it. So, okay. If you have any other questions or any other suggestions, just put them in the comments below. For those of you who are watching on the replay, and I will get to them. I am looking for some suggestions for coffee chats. I like doing the live coffee chats, and I'm going to do a lot more of the live coffee chats. But I would like to do a few of the coffee chats where I talk about something. So if y'all have a suggestion, let me know. If there are some other videos that you would like like somebody wants to do the books about my favorite books, I'm going to talk about that. I'll do a video about that. Especially, it might be a little bit. I've got the cleaning video. I've got some footage for the cleaning, but I'm still working on things in here, so it's going to be time-lapsed. And then once I get everything done, I'm going to be filming parts of it, and then I'm going to put it all together because this is going to be rearranged some. So we'll get to that as I get to doing some of this stuff, you know. And I think that's it, y'all. But yeah, if you have questions or if you have suggestions, please put them in the comments below. And I will see y'all again soon, because I'm going to go put dinner in the oven and fold some clothes while I listen to other people's videos and podcasts. Bye, y'all.